I'll lean more so towards Haney. I think Tank is a good fighter, but I think he's more of a flat-footed fighter. And even Tank fighting a Shakur, I still lean towards a Shakur.
I want to see Tank and I want to see Shakur, bro. Like, come on. I want to see Tank and Shakur. That's what we want to see.
Boxing Pros weighs in on the ongoing debate, making a bold case that two of Tank's biggest potential opponents, starting with Timothy Bradley, who just said talk is cheap, both have what it takes to outbox him. He wants to see fighters challenge themselves while they're still in their prime, when the stakes are highest and the risks are real.
In order to be the best, you got to beat the best. Like, it's just too much talking, man. You know, like, of course, we've had some fights. You know, Turkey Al-Sheikh has put on some good fights and stuff like that, and it made crazy money, and it made perfect sense. But, like, I'm just saying, man, like, it don't matter. If you was close by my weight class, bro, and we can generate some money, and we can, you know, you got accolades on the line, I'm for it. It don't matter who you are, man. So, but yeah, that's just it. But no, fights in particular I want to see, man. I want to see Tank, and I want to see Shakur, bro.
Now, Bradley's had enough of the excuses. He's watched too many prime years slip by while fighters talk, instead of signing. His frustration boils over in one simple demand. I want to see Tank, and I want to see Shakur.
Yeah, but I want to see stuff like that, man. Just guys challenge themselves. You get to a certain point where you've already built up a fight, or, you know, you're in the prime, in the midst of your prime, go ahead and make it happen.
On the subject of a potential showdown with Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson said he will fight, but he's also pragmatic enough to know that boxing's promotional maze doesn't always lead to the matchups fans want most.
Do you ever think we'll see you and Tank, realistically?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't really like talking about him.
Yeah.
Cause like the way that he move is goofy to me. Like, it's some weird shit. So like, I really don't like speaking on him. But like, if same thing that
fighting perspective.
Same thing that I said with T.O. If anybody got issues with me or feel some type of way about me, you could come see me on fight night and resolve every issue that you got. Yeah. I stand by that with anybody.
Now there's a reason Gary Russell Jr. leans toward Devin Haney in a potential showdown with Tank Davis. He's watched Tank stalk opponents for years, feet planted, shoulders square, waiting to detonate that famous left hand. It works against guys who stand in front of him. But Haney doesn't stand anywhere for long. Tank's explosive bursts become predictable, and his planted stance turns from an asset into a liability.
Yeah, I'll lean more so towards Haney. I think Tank is a good fighter, but I think he's more of a flat-footed fighter. He's flat-footed. He needs to plant to really get his punches off and stuff like that. Anyone that's going to box and have lateral movement, you know, it's going to make it a little difficult for him to find them. I think Devin Haney, he'll stick to the script. His flaw is his biggest strength. He's not going to sit there and try to fight you. He's going to get the He's not gonna sit there and fight. He's gonna get the out of the way. That's gonna be his strength. He's gonna move. He's gonna box.
As far as Shakur versus Tank goes, Gary Russell Jr. does not doubt that Shakur Stevenson beats Tank Davis. The blueprint is simple: move, avoid, frustrate, and never trade. Shakur's defensive instincts and footwork are tailor-made to neutralize a flat-footed power puncher. Russell says Shakur gets the win, but the crowd might be checking their watches.
Tank fighting a Shakur, I still lean towards a Shakur. You know, it'll be boring as hell. It'll be boring as Shakur will move. He's not gonna take any risks, but he's gonna put that stick on Tank. He's gonna touch him whenever he wants, move, get out the way, and yeah, it wouldn't be too much going on. I think they'll both beat Tank in a very long, boring fight.
When Sean Porter breaks down the stylistic clash between Haney and Shakur, he sees a fascinating puzzle with a key twist: Haney's fast pace and constant effort to control range. The same thing Shakur tries to do could force Shakur to change his usual approach.
With Shakur, but that said, I think that Devin Haney is someone who could push Shakur into being and doing everything that we would want.
Why him?
Need. Why Dev? Because Dev is gonna fight at a fast pace. Dev is going to try to control that range and that distance the same way that Shakur does. It's going to be a chess match, but neither of them, but Devin's offense is going to force Shakur to be more offensive. That's what I think.
And Gary Antoine, I think, would bring that element out too.
If you put Haney and Shakur in the ring, Gary Russell Jr. sees a tactical chess match that tests both men's patience. Neither likes to brawl up close. Both prefer the safety of the outside, boxing from a distance, refusing to lead. That creates a peculiar dynamic. Two gifted technicians waiting for the other to blink, neither willing to commit first. Russell expects a difficult, high-skill affair, but not a crowd pleaser. The winner? Whoever finds a way to force the other out of their comfort zone.
Haney and Shakur. Yeah. Now that fight, stylistically, I think both of them would have problems with each other. I think because of the style that Shakur is not a go-get-you type of fighter. He's going to be on the back foot. He's going to try to block and Philly shell. And Devin Haney is not going to try to come get you either. He's going to box. So two boxers is going to force each other to do things outside of what their comfort zone. You know, I think that'll be a difficult fight for both parties, for Shakur as well as Devin.
On Gervonta Davis's return to the ring, his team insists he's ready to go. What they're calling are certain circumstances that need to be resolved first. Once those clear up, Davis is locked and loaded for his next appearance. As for the long-discussed showdown with Shakur Stevenson, Ford doesn't sound worried about whether it happens only when. He's confident the fight eventually comes together, describing it as a matter of timing rather than possibility.
How would I sit there and say, when he make the phone call, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. That's all we are doing, just wait until we finish dealing with certain circumstances. And then after that's out the way, we keep everything behind and just look forward to the future. I always sit there and say, fight's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, when everything line up, everybody's situated, they're going to make it happen. They're going to make it do what it do when it's time to do it.
And you're still, I would imagine, confident in Gervonta in that fight.
Like I said,
how have you seen Shakur get better?
To me, Shakur was always better, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's nobody that he's been in front of him that really put him through that yet.
On the simmering feud between Richardson Hitchens and Gervonta Davis, Hitchens revealed one of boxing's more personal grudges. He confirmed what many had speculated. The G-Money social media account is indeed operated by Davis himself, and their conflict runs deeper than typical promotional chatter. Hitchens made it clear he does not doubt who's behind the keyboard, pointing to jealousy and raw emotion as the fuel keeping the beef alive.
Right? The G-Money account, is that actually Gervonta Davis?
Yeah, of course that's Gervonta Davis.
Are you 100% sure?
I'm 1,000% sure.
1,000?
Yeah, I'm 1,000% sure, you know? Yeah, I just feel like that beef stem from a lot of things. I feel like it could be jealousy. It could be him having his emotions from stem from different things. You know, last thing I know about me and Gervonta that I recall, I've been nothing but genuine. It's never been an issue. He's never told me these things while we were friends. And, you know, once he kind of distanced himself from me after Edgar Berlanga one time on Twitter wrote the day after he fought Canelo, I know you was calling Richardson and saying I was gonna get knocked out.
The tension, according to Hitchens, traces back to a specific moment. Davis making disparaging comments about Edgar Berlanga after Berlanga's fight with Canelo Alvarez. For Hitchens, this isn't about building hype for a fight that may or may not happen. It's personal, rooted in years of back and forth, and driven by something he believes Davis can't quite hide: the weight of watching another young fighter rise while the past keeps calling.
I was having a fight party for the Edgar and Canelo fight, and you know, Gervonta kept calling my phone and was like, "Oh, with this round right here, he's gonna get knocked out." And people in the house was seeing that. The news got back to Edgar, and the next day when Edgar called me, I'm like, "You did your thing," and he like, "I heard Gervonta was calling you saying I was gonna get knocked out," and I'm like, "Bro." Even Tank was saying that, but I'm not gonna lie. Tank said he give Canelo his respect. Tank was like, "Yo, bro," like I was even some like, "Damn, though, like damn, I know Edgar's choked right now. He got an L, you know, it's always took it." He's like, Gervonta's like, "Man, he Canelo, like, bro, that's big. Like, he didn't get knocked out." Like,
bridging the gap between promotional shifts and in-ring action, Shakur Stevenson is quietly assembling the pieces for a fall return. Talks have intensified behind closed doors. Opponents have been weighed and measured, and the broad strokes of a deal appear to be taking shape. The buzz around his next move has grown louder with each passing week, fueled by whispers of a high-profile name on the other side of the negotiations.
I'm thinking like around like October.
Okay, and have they told you who the opponent is yet?
They want Devin. They want Devin, as far as I know. If they want Devin, I'm down.
Fresh off a major promotional move, Shakur Stevenson is targeting a high-profile fall return. He's locked in on a significant name, has taken care of his side of the paperwork, and is now waiting for the other half to fall into place. The framework is there, terms discussed, agreements exchanged, but until the final signature lands, nothing's official. It's the kind of deal that could reshape the division if it comes together. But for now, it's just another heavyweight chess match playing out behind the scenes.
144 is what we talked about.
And have you agreed to it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
For sure.
Have you signed?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay. And has he?
Oh, I don't know on his part.
Wait, so you signed a contract to fight Devin Haney in October?
I was told that, I'm not gonna say signed, but I definitely verbally agreed that we're gonna be fighting in October, and I told them put my part down.
Which part of the country? East Coast? Newark?
I ain't gonna give out day plans. They gotta.
All right. But that's insane. So has Devin signed with them too? That was the rumor, but we haven't gotten the confirmation. Everyone suspects he's gonna sign with them.
As far as I know, I don't know.
On the business side of his career, Shakur Stevenson addressed his departure from Top Rank without diving into old grievances, other than a pointed nod to his ongoing issues with the WBC, a relationship he's made clear he has no interest in repairing. Stevenson was firm. He didn't sign up to face only Zuffa guys. He doesn't see anyone on that roster who belongs in the ring with him, not yet anyways. When the interviewer pushed further, suggesting the UFC model of keeping things internal, Stevenson was still not convinced.
Fighters outside of Zuffa, yeah, that's the main thing. I don't want to just be fighting Zuffa guys. I feel like even the guys that signed with Zuffa, I don't see nobody like on the resume, on the thing of fighters that is like should be fighting against me. I don't see nobody.
No, but they're going to be adding people, and eventually the UFC model is they don't co-promote with anyone. So that might take some time, obviously, but eventually, if we get to the point where they don't want to fight, their guys against other people, how would you feel about that?
I don't see that. I mean, if that was the case, Ryan Garcia and Conor Brennan wouldn't be fighting against each other. So I don't see that. I think that with Turkey being involved in boxing, he want to see the best versus the best.
When Coach Bredman weighs in on a potential Shakur Stevenson-Gervonta Davis matchup, he starts with respect, not just for Shakur's skill, but for his willingness to chase the toughest fights available. Bredman points to Stevenson's adaptability as the real differentiator, a fighter who can box, move, pressure, or counter, depending on what the opponent brings.
Shakur seems to want to take all the tough smoke, and I think really highly of him as a fighter. He seems to. You can kind of get like the gut feeling that certain guys will fight anybody, and Shakur, even though he hasn't fought the huge names, I get the impression in my guts that he's willing to fight anybody. You know what I mean? He got real confident way about him, and he got the kind of style where you got to kind of adjust to him. So, I don't think he's going to fight Tank the same way he fought Zepeda, but that's what makes Shakur special, is that he can win fights more than one different way.
Fans and analysts can break down tape all day, charting tendencies and projecting outcomes based on past performances. But Bredman knows better, a fighter's true game plan, and, more importantly, their instincts, when the moment gets heated, rarely follow the script.
Sometimes, like when you ask a question like that, it's hard to say, because sometimes a fighter instincts let him know what he could do with certain guys and with certain guys he can't do. You know what I mean? It just, like Shakur might say, okay, I'm going to smell the Tank power. Or he might say, I'm going to box and I'm going to get on my jab and I'm going to move. I don't know how that works, because his mind and his instincts will let him know what he think he could do. Like the Zepeda fight, I was hearing, they was like, get off the ropes. But he saw it in a way where he's like, I could be on the ropes and counterpunch this guy and get off. So we got to just see. And Tank is the same way. They both got super high IQ. So we got to see how they would deal with each other, and what adjustments the corner would make and all that kind of stuff, and then come down the stretch and we just see. I really can't say how he would fight him. I don't think he would fight him like he would fight Shakur, but we don't know.
When asked about Tank Davis's chances against Shakur Stevenson, Mike Tyson didn't hold back. He calls Tank a force of nature, a wrecking ball with fight-ending power in both hands, and the only fighter he gives a real shot against Shakur's slick defensive style. That's heavyweight praise from the baddest man on the planet, and it carries weight. Tyson knows what it takes to break down elusive opponents, and if he's betting on Tank's chaos to crack Shakur's puzzle, you can bet the boxing world will be watching closely to see if the Iron Mike prophecy holds.
He's a great fighter. Especially when he's serious about it. I don't know if he's as serious as he used to be. But when he was serious, he was a hell of a fighter. Nobody came close. He's the only one I gave a chance against. Shakur and that guy, Keyshawn Davis, they're scary fighters too, because they're sophisticated. The other guy's sophisticated than me, but Tank is just a force of nature. You just gotta give him the credit. Even though he's talking stuff, he's the man.
Tyson might be high on Tank's chaos, but when it comes to Haney versus Shakur, Ford sees a different kind of danger altogether. He calls it a high-level chess match between two of the sport's sharpest technicians, neither carrying fight-ending power, neither leaning on a single explosive shot. What you get instead is a battle of wits. Two masters circling, feinting and probing for the smallest cracks in each other's defenses. It's the kind of fight that rewards patience and punishes recklessness. Tactical, tense, and entirely unpredictable until the final bell. Ford's point is that power isn't the only way to break someone. Sometimes, it's the quietest punches that do the most damage.
You know, like they talk about Devin Haney and Shakur, both of them boxers. You know, how that fight gonna unfold, you know what I'm saying? Devin, he's a good boxer, and Shakur's a good boxer. That's a boxing match to be watched, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see.
Who would have the advantage in that?
It's hard to say, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't even say that because Devin Price says no threat. It's no threat. It's not like you're going against a puncher. You know what I'm saying? So Devin might take a chance. So it's based on, like I said, it's going to be a good boxing match. Who throw the best shots that night? You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nobody get knocked out that night. You know what I'm saying? But again, we have to wait and see.
Breaking down Shakur Stevenson's style, Mike Tyson didn't mince words. He calls Shakur sophisticated and, perhaps more tellingly, scary. Not scary in the knockout sense, but scary in the way a sniper is scary. The kind of fighter who doesn't need to land one big shot to break an opponent. He just needs them to blink. Tyson's warning, a lapse in motion or focus, even for a moment, and Shakur will tear an opponent apart, piece by piece. No theatrics, just precision. And that, according to Tyson, is what makes Shakur such a nightmare to face.
Fight. Excuse me?
If they ever fight,
Who
Shakur
fight?
and Tank.
Shakur and Tank? Oh, God, I don't even. Ooh. It's gonna be interesting because if Shakur handles this guy like he did Lopez, I'm gonna say the hell with him. I'm gonna say the hell with Shakur, man. If he just handles this guy like he did, I'm gonna say the hell with him.
No, Mike,
somebody gotta give him a fight though, but you gotta be very sophisticated to know how to fight. This is when I know you lost against Shakur. This is when I know you lost. You see when he does his stuff? Once you start doing this stuff and looking at him, oh, it's over. You got constant action, motion, constant motion again. You gotta be on him constantly. Once you start looking at him and doing that, he ain't dead. He's gonna pick you apart.
When it comes to securing a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, Floyd Schofield isn't leaving anything to chance. He's made it clear that both sides are actively working on the matchup, and his commitment to getting it done is unwavering. Schofield isn't interested in empty callouts or social media posturing. He wants the actual signatures, the actual date, and the actual fight. He's been clear that he's willing to sign his portion, and is simply waiting for the other side to fall into place.
Yeah, y'all already know it. Put the fight on. But Oscar doing it. Who am I telling to put the fight on? They really doing it. Could y'all believe that? Both of them companies are really doing it. They are working it out. The fight is getting put on, y'all. Y'all don't even... Tank wants the fight. Tank already told them he wants the fight. The only ones beefing is the people saying, why you want to fight Tank? Tank agreed to the fucking fight. So I don't know why people mad at me because I got the fight. Like, how are they really mad at me because I'm fighting our mandatory opponent? This is crazy, but yeah, put on the fight. Put on that goddamn fight. And what I was locked up for, I don't celebrate it, but the reason I talk about it is because I want people who know in the hood that they could get out of that shit.
Let's be real. Schofield Sr. hears the noise, and he's not having it. Every time a big fight gets mentioned, the usual suspects crawl out to question whether his team will actually pull the trigger. Blue Blood and the rest of the internet critics can speculate all they want. Schofield Sr. His message is clear. The goal from day one has been to chase the best, period. He's here to make fights that matter, and if the critics don't believe it, that's on them. His team's actions, not their words, will have the final say.
Blue Blood said it's 85% chance y'all pulling out the Tank fight. What you say about that? 85%.
What would I say about somebody else's opinion? I don't care about Blue Blood opinion. I don't care about nobody's opinion if they feel we're going to pull out the fight. If I felt like pulling out the fight, if need be, we would pull out the fight if we had to. We wouldn't lose no sleep or get another fight and more millions. So why would that bother y'all? Why would that bother Blue Blood? Is he making millions?
I don't know. But.
No, but. Do you think he's making millions? I know you try to be politically correct.
That covers everything on the tangled situation between Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Devin Haney. Between the accusations of ducking, the shifting weight classes, and the ongoing back and forth online, there's plenty left to unpack as this saga continues to unfold. So we want to hear from you. Who do you think should actually get the next shot? And which of these matchups are you most hoping to see come together? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our continuing boxing coverage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.